Hello, everyone. We are now live. Hack 5
That
is live on multiple platforms.
hey, that's some tech knowledge.
Hello. I was actually, what was I doing? Yesterday, I was at a co-working session
Nope,
and
lost you.
someone was like, where's your sticker from? And I was like, well, funny story. Because remember, I have the Trust Your Techno list, and I kind of like told them I had done work. I do work for Hack 5 now. And they're like, oh, is like
Yeah.
that's what it's from, right? And I was like, "Well, actually, I had the sticker before I started, and I didn't know what it was from."
Yeah, we co-opted that from one of the, the quintessential hacker film. Although, if you're old enough for it, War Games definitely precedes and was the one to get me in.
Someone said I
The
need a mic limiter check. Sorry. You co-opted it? Uh,
We co-opted
I'm
it
reading chat,
from Hackers, the motion
as
picture,
we should.
1995's classic. Yeah, with Angelina Jolie and Matthew Lillard, and that was that was good stuff. It was very much an Easter egg in the back of like it's on camera for like 4 frames. So if you saw it, you saw it.
I need to get you saw my friend wearing at the Net Gala my techno last or my not techno last, my hacker shirt. It was like a blue
Hmm.
shirt. That was my shirt, and I lent it to him, and I said, "You need to wear this to the
No
Net
way.
Gala.
Oh,
No
that's so
questions
perfect.
asked. Everyone's gonna come up and love it."
Yeah. How have you
So,
recovered since the Net Gala?
uh, um, I kind of died the
Hmm.
first like 2 weeks, and then there's like just like a bunch of drama, blah blah blah, whatever. It doesn't matter. And then I've like been back on my bullshit, and it's been amazing. The first 2 weeks were really rough though, because it was just like I kind of had like I was like doing something that was like so time intensive, and then all of a sudden
Oh.
I just had all this time, and I was like, huh, it's like that person holding the lemons, like, what do I do with all these lemons? Like, what do I do with all this time?
Oh,
So
nice. Would you consider doing it again?
I think that I don't know. There's a lot of things still in play, and how it happened in the last time is still under. It won't be like the last time, I can say that if we do it again, but I don't know if it's ever gonna happen again. Maybe some other iteration of it. Also, we're getting a lot of new chatters in my Twitch chat, by the way, for context for those who are live on the YouTube. We're also live on my Twitch stream because we also do this every week, and there's like a lot of people who are coming in and saying hi. But
Yeah.
um,
What's up, Leo?
there's
Oh,
definitely like I don't know if it's gonna happen again. I need to figure it out first.
well, I'm sure there are plenty of ways you can continue I don't want to say prank tradition, although, what is hacking but a bunch of pranksters? But the surprise element. You didn't know you were at a surprise birthday party,
How was
you
my
know?
birthday? How was
Hey.
my birthday? Um, Tell me what I need to do to make the Net Gala happen again. Tibbs, I'll catch you up on it later. I'll send you a whole write up. Any hooser. For the people who are on the Hack 5 YouTube channel and don't know this, hi, I'm Allie. I'm that person that does Threatwire.
Mhm.
And this is we usually write Threatwire on every Monday. Except I'm just gonna put it out there. I just realized that I'm not gonna do Threatwire next week. So we gotta get some really good stories. I didn't tell you this. Next
Oh,
week is
okay, you're
Passover.
out? Oh, right. Okay.
I just realized this as I was sitting here being like every Monday night, and then I realized next Monday I'm having like 10 people over at my apartment for Passover.
How are you
So
gonna
I
fit all
don't know.
10 in there? You can see the entire apartment from your camera.
Yeah. Um, I don't know where I'm gonna put 10 people. I only have 2 chairs.
Velcro. Use the walls and the ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite place, like for the people who know me, um, I my favorite place is like to sit on the floor. So I'll just sit on the floor for the dinner.
Okay.
It'll be
Nothing wrong
fine.
with that.
It'll be fine. Also, you're drinking a Celsius and it's like 4 p.m. Are you okay?
Um, that's a loaded question, but within the context of the Celsius, yeah, we'll go with I just had a little snack and I don't want to crash.
Yeah.
So,
I was
yeesh.
walking through the streets of New York City this weekend, and there was like a truck giving out free Celsiuses, so I have 2 of them now.
I mean, it hits, but it's no Club Mate. I will say that. Have you
I'm
had
such
the real
a yerba
German, like,
mate. I am a
say again?
huge yerb. I'm a huge yerb fan.
Oh
I
yeah?
love yerbs. Yeah, they're my
Yeah,
like
it's good stuff.
they are my drink of choice.
I find that the enlightenment is good until suddenly it's too good and then jitter.
Yeah. I like all the flavors. I like the blue one is really good, but super sweet. I love the red one is really good, but it's super sweet. So I get the 20-calorie peach ones, and they're not
Mhm.
too sweet, and they're amazing. They're so good. I love them so much. Um, but they're so expensive. But also, just like for context, and this sounds so bad, there's also this company that sends me energy drinks. It's called Update, and it actually doesn't have any caffeine in it, which I also think is super cool, which is why I like it because it's like not gonna make you shaky. And my spirit animal is a shaky like chihuahua. And so any energy drink that doesn't make me shaky is like super S tier. People in the YouTube chat are like, don't ignore us. I see you. I see you. Don't worry.
Well, if you check the second link, and I just realized this, that it's actually even celebrated in the news. That I guess this is probably old hat to everybody on the stream, but yeah. Hey, thank you, Al Jazeera, for pointing out that the German hacker's drink of choice is none other than Club Mate. You ever had one of those?
Isn't it the wait?
If you go to
Uh,
CCC or Seabase Berlin,
yeah,
yep,
I've
it's
had
that
one of
guy.
these. I'm sharing the screens, by the way.
Yeah, I
I'm
see it.
sharing my screen, yeah. I've
Great.
had this before.
So it's tough to get in the United States. However, there is a distributor. The minimum order size, or at least at the time when Hack5 had their warehouse in Point Richmond, California, was 1 pallet. And our
Oh my
German
god.
developer, Sebastian, who was writing Wi-Fi Pineapple code in the Mark V and Nano era, um, and he was in town for like half the year, and so we in 6 months went through a pallet of Club Mate.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know what
Oh,
that
hi
did to me
Carl.
long term, but I'm still here. That's the
This is
stuff.
this is so good. I'm obsessed. They have blueberry lemonade 20 Oh my god! That's a new flavor, sorry.
No, I'm old school. I'm classic. I just like the enlightenment.
Oh, this is really exciting. Tropical Uprising is really good. I've tried them all, but I haven't had the blueberry lemonade. I'm this close to putting in an order in right now.
Mm.
But how about we start writing some Threatwire?
Let's write some Threatwire.
Um,
Okay, let's start with this Al Jazeera article from 2013 about German hackers' drink of choice. No.
I guess we'll say, and I'll give the context to. I say this with permission, and I already told Darren about this, but one of the things that we're going to cover this week on Threatwire is the death of a active member of the security community here in New York City. Her name was Sophia. I've met her a few times, and she was just the sweetest person. And with permission of with the family, of course, I'm gonna just include some words about her, but I'll write those on my own. So just
Yeah,
wanted to put that out
that's
there.
definitely outside the stream thing, and
Yeah.
it's
So
never
I'll
easy.
put that on my own. But on a lighter note, this is your first time like fully writing Threatwire with me, right?
Yeah,
So
it's I mean, even when even when it was like back in 2015 when it was like Patrick Norton, Shannon, and I writing, we would just take turns on episodes. I've never written an episode of Threatwire with another person.
oh,
Yeah,
tag team writing. Well, you're
tag
shared
team.
in the document.
I'm in. Let's
Um,
go.
So the way
Oh,
that I usually the way I usually approach it is like I like to first of all I see what articles people have sent me in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord and you want to find it, it's exclamation point Discord on my Twitch chat. And there's one guy who I'm gonna blanket on your name. I'm super sorry, who's very active in sending me links, and I do want to give credit where credit is due. Um my Discord is called the Bag Developers Club. This guy, Sun Dwang, he's always sending links in
hmm
the Discord. He's probably the most active, so shout out and thank you. Also, I'm seeing here King of Kings also sends a lot of articles. Um, Specifically this one I found here, which is for I found this one actually. Malicious helpers, VS Code extensions observe stealing sensitive information. I think that's like such an easy one to write about because it's like, don't be stupid and don't download random VS Code extensions. Like
Mm.
developers making dumb decisions. You posted this one.
So VS Code extensions, you mean an extension to the actual VS Code IDE, not
Yeah.
like, okay, not like supply chain attack, like, oh, I'm just going to use this gem or whatever.
Well, no, not yeah, it's not yes, it's not like a package thing, but I feel like in a way it is
It's even better. No, no, it's even better because you get them at the root. Like if you could backdoor someone's VS Code and they were actually like, positioned in a place where the information was, the loot that you're looking for, man, to see it like in progress. Could you just imagine?
yeah. I mean, you get everything there. Someone said this is why I hate this is why Vim is superior. Of course, the Vim people in the chat. Now we're gonna start the war about
No, let's not. Let's not. I literally just had that discussion the other night with Corbin because the new device like pop up in development, just some prototype thing we're working on, and I just pop up Nano as I do casually, and then he's like, "Oh," tries to open Vim. Yeah, nah. Oops.
all I'm saying is that really good clickbait title, if we include the story, is Vim is clearly the superior text editor. Everyone's gonna lose it in the comments, and that's just rage baiting.
Yeah, I don't know how many times you can do that, really.
I feel like all my titles have been rage bait so far.
It's a shame that there isn't. Okay, it's not a shame, but like to my knowledge, Vim, Nano, Emacs, pick your poison, don't have like desktop icons such that for the thumbnail, when you're like getting your thumbnail going, you can't just do one of these numbers and then, Photoshop on either of the
Vim
logos,
Vim has the logo.
Yeah, but nobody knows what it looks like.
It
Does
literally
anybody know
says
what Vim's
Vim.
logo looks like?
It literally says
Oh,
Vim.
that's true. Okay, I've seen it like in passing, but that's like you don't see that when you open Vim.
No.
Yeah.
But
And you don't open Vim by double clicking on an icon. Does
it says
Nano
Vim
have
on it,
one?
so people would know. Nano, I feel like Nano text editor logo? Not as good as Vim's.
I mean, I give them credit for coming up with an ANSI logo or an ASCII logo such that if they ever actually wanted to show it off in the context of a text editor, a text-based text editor, that kind of works. I think it's cute, but no, it's open source projects have notoriously bad logos.
Apparently, did you mean Vim? Someone just said this in the chat. I
Huh?
don't.
Yeah, well, I've always called it Vi. Fun story. Do you know why there is a Wi-Fi Pineapple Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, all Roman numerals, so, IV, and V. And then there's a Mark 7, VII. But there is no Mark 6, VI.
Vim.
Because Hack5 rocks Nano. And those are fighting words.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's
Why
like
it's called the
hatred.
Wi-Fi Pine. That's why it's called the Wi-Fi Pineapple Nano, because we chose Nano instead of I.
Oh my god! Wait, that's so funny! That's the
Oh,
sixth iteration. Stop! No,
yeah,
that's actually hilarious.
yeah. I wish I
That's
could
so
back up the
troll.
naming on the Tetra in any way. That thing was just weird, but yeah, we made it a nerd joke.
Tib says, I hate it, but I respect you for doing it.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
so funny. That's
I
just
mean,
like,
what is hacking or internet culture if not like, you know, dad jokes and nerd jokes that just kept going, you know?
that's so funny. You got it. Has any other company ever done that before instead of doing like VI, doing like Emacs?
Yeah. I've never seen it.
That's so S tier.
Yeah. I guess when we get to the Wi-Fi Pineapple 10, we'll have to call it X, but we'll actually call it the Wi-Fi Pineapple Twitter.
That's so good. Because wait, do you think that they're gonna let the Twitter trademark expire knowing Elon?
Yeah, no joke, right? Like you couldn't. That would be so dumb.
I hope that oh my god, that's so funny. Sorry, I'm like chat's really active today.
Yeah, no, and it's going off on 2 streams simultaneously.
I
So
know.
it's a bit to keep up with, but I appreciate everybody in there.
I
What's up,
know.
KCTF?
I was gonna say, did you see this
And
Palo Alto networks situation? I think this is
no,
worth
tell me about it.
covering. I saw some people tweeting about it this week, so I feel like we have our stories
Hot
like
fixes incoming. Okay.
hotfix is incoming. Oh yeah. Palo Alto networks firewall. There was a new CVE that dropped. Firewall CVE. And
Okay, here we go.
news. Palo Alto Networks releases urgent fixes for exploited Pan OS vulnerability. Exploited since March. Interesting. I think this is like, I saw, yeah, CVSS score of a 10.
Whoa.
Was this populated by... No, it's just Bleeping Computer. Okay.
And this is Palo Alto
Network.
Networks. This is not this is not D-Link.
Yeah. And isn't Palo Alto Networks is like the largest?
I don't know where they sit in the market, but in terms of like in my heart, they're kind of there next to Juniper and Cisco.
Yeah, they're like pretty big. I know that their market cap is in the like double-digit billions. Why?
Well,
I don't know. And someone said that's a big CVS receipt. It's so funny seeing like my Twitch versus the Hack 5 chat because my Twitch chat is such a troll and the Hack 5 chat's like, oh my god, yeah. But I think we write about this. So the Palo Alto
yeah, well, they took a huge dip in late February of 2024. Is that when this was? No, because this news is only 3 days old.
Yeah.
So if you look at their stock price, yeah, they're Pan W, and no perceivable bump.
Oopsies. Can't wait for that to get dropped on their market. Plasma cutter on the cheap reviewed? No, not this. What other stories should I write about? So normally the way that I approach it is I pick the 3 to 4 stories that I'm going to write about. And then pick one, research it heavily, write it, and then copy links, copy images, and go from there. So how would you normally approach writing Threatwire when you did it?
Kind of a similar way. I would always think of it in terms of like, all right, what is your headline story? You know, that is the cold open tease. And then you kind of want to put that one somewhere in the middle. And then, you know, you need a light and refreshing one. And then the other 2 are just like, well, it'd be stupid if I didn't talk about these.
Yeah.
But it really depends because some weeks there'd be something where I'm just like, oh, I don't care if that's esoteric. I know a bunch about that one and it's way more fun that way. So.
Interesting.
I feel
Like,
like the Twitter phishing story is kind of the, or at least so far what I've seen, the like fun one right before going into closing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's like
I
dumb and
have
obvious.
yeah. So I'm gonna move in the document around.
Yeah.
Um, I'm just
But
dropping in the links for the helpful
but
stuff.
based on what's already in the doc, I would say lead with Palo Alto unless there's something juicier.
Well, I mean, we only have 2 stories.
Yeah.
We haven't picked 2 more stories. We have
This
the
T-Mobile
opportunity.
employees across the country receive cash offers to illegally swap SIMs. Isn't a good look, especially when you
That's
consider like
crazy.
the thing that I like about this story is the reminder of positions of power and payment. You know, like these are like people that are in positions of pretty decent power but are like, who knows? I don't know. I doubt that they're being paid minimum wage, but I can't imagine it's that much more than it's like it's a retail job, right? And so you're trusting, and because it's such a place of trust, where because of 2FA, if you could swap someone's SIM, that could be big trouble for them. It's like,
It's also they get paid, like, minimum wage.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you wouldn't underpay your database administrator, you know?
Okay. I was literally thinking about very similar things, and I struggle to verbalize this.
Mhm.
So, company I work at, W-2. W-2 employer.
Yeah.
Um, it's in the financial industry, um it handles, dealing with US transactions or US financial transactions, credit card information, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, sensitive PII regarding spenders.
Mhm.
They outsource their IT to India, which, like, there's no problem with outsourcing your IT to India, but, like,
Yeah.
if you're handling highly sensitive information and I know that you're outsourcing it to cut costs,
Mhm.
like, it's kind of the same energy, like, these people don't have the incentive to, like, keep things safe and secure because they know
No,
that
for
they're
sure.
getting underpaid.
You know,
Like,
um, I find that stuff fascinating where I wonder at what point, uh, that gets regulated in order to qualify for whatever have you. Like, yeah, you do you if you wanna, outsource and, fuck around. But the, um and, I say that because, like, I go with a large cloud provider for a lot of our IT because, that was my last real job was a systems administrator. It's the last thing I wanna do again because, infrastructure isn't necessarily the most fun at 3 in the morning. The rest of the time it's great. But,
yeah,
but, uh for instance, to sell certain things to the military, or the military may want a certain thing to be under a compliance called TAA, and I forget what it stands for, but essentially it means, hey, it was built here in the United States or in a partner nation, right?
yeah,
India is not one of those. So, at what point during the supply chain that is like, say you work for a company that builds a widget, right? And that widget gets like manufactured in say Taiwan, where that is TAA, uh, and the code is built here in the United States or Canada or some other close nation that's also considered for that. But you're right, you're like outsourcing your IT to India, and that you know, and depending on how deep that goes, where they get to manage the extensions that all the developers have on their VS Code. Well, then how can you claim that you have checked all of these boxes to being like, "Oh, now we're compliant with this
it being
thing."
safe, yeah,
I just wonder at what point it becomes like
risk.
mm, a compliance or regulatory thing.
Yeah, I think I've been thinking a lot about that. I've been thinking a
Because
lot
I
about
guess it
that.
depends on who your customers are, right? Not
Yeah,
to
and
not to prioritize like, certain institutions over everyone
others.
else, but that's kinda how it works out, like
business aspect. It's weird talking the business aspect of things on a hacking focused store like
Oh,
news
but it's
because people, you know.
yeah. Oh, no, for sure. Well, how do you enable a T-Mobile employee to do their job when their job is to take your mom's broken iPhone and a new iPhone and swap the SIM so that your mom can walk out of the T-Mobile store with a new working phone and they can put money in the register? Like, they need access at some point, and you can't just control gate that through somebody who's then just going to rubber, stamp allow everything. So you can't do anything. It's like, that you just hope that, I don't know, because they are a human in the loop that can then like validate your ID. Your mom comes in and like, oh, it's run over, broken, whatever. I need a new iPhone. I'm just gonna buy one cash right now. But my eSIM was on here. I need the eSIM for XYZ phone number put on this new iPhone, right? And what do? Well, they're going to say like, "Oh, cool, let me see your driver's license," or whatever, right? They're not the cops, but they are at least, some set of eyeballs.
You just roll up with a fake.
Oh, dude, when I used to work
They don't
in,
have the scanners.
yeah, uh, during the kind of Wi-Fi Pineapple Nano era, I was like obsessed with getting LTE working rock solid on that thing. So I could like leave it with a big battery pack on the roof of a building with a cell modem attached and then have persistent access to their Wi-Fi. And what I would do is I would go down to Oakland and I would ask for a SIM card, prepaid, 10 gigabytes, whatever it was. And they would, like no joke, they'd hand you one of these and say, oh yeah, just go ahead and write your name on that. That was their validation of identity.
That's crazy.
But it's also a sanctuary city. And I mean, does it need to be? They weren't swapping a SIM. They were giving me a new one and I was giving them cash, so yeah. I'm just saying that
Security is a lie.
well, the story is interesting because it brings up the financial element of it.
Yeah. So
Although
it
this is
seemed
also, I don't know how well this reads on Threatwire because it is, quote, according to multiple posts on Reddit, as well as separate individuals sending us tips at the T-Mobile report, T-Mobile employees from all across the country are receiving text. Oh, the story is that T-Mobile employees are receiving texts offering them cash in exchange for swapping SIMs. Okay, that is actually interesting.
so the story is actually a two-part story in the sense that it's one, a T-Mobile directory leak, employee directory leak,
Oh,
and then two, it's a like
phishing.
a human.
Or not
It's a
phishing.
phishing, not even like phishing
No,
because
it's just phishing for the corrupt. Here's the thing.
yeah,
You can't con an honest Joe, but how many employees you got? How much you paying
I,
them?
I yeah. I'm not T-Mobile, so I don't actually know the real. Let's see.
Yeah.
T-Mobile employee
That's crazy to
store.
think that the barrier for this attack even existing was
Wait,
whether or not the employee directory existed. Oh,
T-Mobile makes a bag.
wait, what?
$19,000 per year. Okay, no, just kidding.
Oh, okay, 19 grand a year
It can make
versus
anywhere 50 to 80K. Let's just say 50 to 80K.
okay.
Carl says that most stores are third party. Interesting.
Well, that's the other problem. If suddenly you have franchises and you need to then delegate access even further.
Did you know that apparently it takes $1 million to open a Chick-fil-A franchise?
Wow. Really? So you
That's
got
what
to
I
pony up the
heard.
million and then they what, send a Chick-fil-A truck full of
Yes. I don't know. I just heard that it cost $1 million to do it. Oh, experts warn of growing threat from supply chain attacks after high-profile breach. Cybersecurity experts are sounding the alarm over a rise in supply chain attacks targeting the interconnected systems of global corporate giants after the top U.S. cyber security agency customers urged customers to reset their credentials following an apparent attack.
So
We're going to talk about that.
Yes. You know what's a fun context on that one? Red Star Linux. When you want
Red
to think
Star
about supply
Linux.
chain attack, like basically it's the reverse happening. Red Star Linux was basically the operating system that the Chinese government decided to standardize on for, I don't know if it was just like government stuff, but in any event, as opposed to, that other operating system from Redmond, Washington.
Oh, that one other operating system, that small,
Yeah.
insignificant, never heard of her, definitely not running her right now. Never heard of
hmm
her. Can't.
And now it's like, oh, shoot, it's at what point though do you then say, like, if you're the okay, so role play, right? You're the US government and you're like, "Oh crap. All those Linux servers that we have running our infrastructure are dependent on open source software written by random people that can be, compromised and co-opted, and next thing you know, one little dependency takes down the whole house of cards." Well, then what do you do? Say, okay, guys, we're now only using Azure, you know?
I was
And even
actually
then,
just I didn't I wish I paid attention to this more about when Firefox and Mozilla open sourced Firefox. There was a
okay.
documentary and I did not pay attention enough to have a good comment on it, but I wish I did. That's my comment is I wish I did understand because people, I think it was like the first time a major company open sourced a browser like that. If I remember correctly, you probably know this better than me, respectfully.
Yeah, I was actually there back when it was called Phoenix, before it changed its name to Firefox. I was a big fan of the whole Mozilla project and all that, and I used Netscape before it. Um, but yeah, I was at one of the the baby little lug that they had in Williamsburg, Virginia for the launch. I still have the T-shirt of the of Firefox 1.0. But yeah, that was a heyday. I was starry-eyed. That was before all the supply chain attacks.
Um, I have picked out 4 to 5 stories. So do you want to like alternate taking point on writing them? Because
Yeah,
it
no,
seems
that
like
sounds good.
you've read a lot about this Twitter pivot, which you dropped in. So obviously, I'm assuming you've read it a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I figured you take point on that. I haven't read too much about the Palo Alto, but we can read them together and then write it. And then, um, I just picked out 5 stories.
Perfect. They're definitely
So,
of interest. Sounds-
I don't know if I can give you point, but do you want to start with the T-Mobile leak?
Sure. Happy
And
to.
so someone asked about the writing software I'm using. I use Notion. My whole life is in Notion. Basically, I use Notion a lot. I love Notion. All of the Threatwire episodes have been written in Notion. This is unsponsored. I've begged them for a sponsorship. I like reached out. I went to their office once and I was like, "Hi, I've been using Notion since 2018. I'm a content creator. I use you every week. Please." And then they never followed up. I was like,
Oh,
"Please."
oh. I
I
can
know they
see the
hate me.
fangirl moment from here.
I
It's
love
adorable.
I love Notion. I've been using it for so long. I've literally visited their office in 2018, but it's okay. I'll follow up
Mm,
with them eventually. I'll reach out to them. It's fine. Maybe I'll get a Notion affiliate link. Maybe. But so I've opened up the T-Mobile article. I haven't read it, but it's since you've read it, do you want to hop in on the writing here?
yeah,
Give them the details.
I'll start just putting some let me read through it and then put down what I'll do is I throw in words and then I expand those words into sentences.
Yeah. Also, this is my first time seeing Darren write Threatwire. Also, hi, Steve. This is my first time seeing how Darren walks through Threatwire
Mhm.
because I think that you and I had different approaches. So this will be very interesting.
Yeah, I'll just like throw in like a
So we've reported previously on sim swapping. I whenever I read on stream, I always read it out loud. So if I read words out loud, please don't be mad at me.
Mhm.
on Reddit. Spare individuals. I can't believe only $300. Mobile report. We're not sure which employees are impacted based on comments online. It seems at least a few third-party employees are infected. We've independently confirmed current corporate employees have also received the messages. That's a pretty big one right there. It means that the information is not the same data that was leaked during the connectivity source breach. As mentioned, there are reports that some of the contacted employees are former employees. Ooh, so it's definitely out of date. Out of date information. I read out loud to myself. At least you have an audience. I read to my but reading to a cat is kind of iconic. Hi, GoPro. Also, for context, for everyone wondering what I'm playing with in my hand today, it is a mushroom.
Okay.
And I'm using a mushroom fan today. Everyone's excited that you're here, Darren.
I'm excited to be here. I've been very much in my cave of solitude, hacking away at future cool toys.
Things are coming. I saw as you're reading and reviewing this, I'll say this. I saw a Darren when we got on here, we talked a little bit beforehand. I saw some of the like new things that are coming. Also, new OMG cable dropped today, which ironically we're not doing the stream because of that. I think that we just like picked this date and then I saw MG drop this and I was like, oh, I just remembered. New format of an OMG cable, so it's braided now and completely unlabeled.
Yeah, it looks good when you what's fun is you could go to the T-Mobile store or, I don't know, Staples or Best Buy, wherever you buy your fine fruit cables, and you could get the retail packaging for a USB-C fruity cable, and you could just very carefully open it and pull out the little cardboard insert that the cable is always wrapped around, all nice and neat, and you can just swap one for the other and then pack it all. There we go. And then what you do is you ship them to the IT department of your target, and just you can ship it from anyone's name, or hey, you could recycle an Amazon box or however you see fit. But there's plenty of ways. There's plenty of opportunities for social engineering mischief when things really look the part.
I love this. For people making comments about me, I love mushrooms so much. This is a mushroom growing kit for making king oyster mushrooms. I need to actually do it. I need to get brown rice, but I've grown mushrooms in the past, and I have like a mushroom lamp right here. This one's really cool.
Wait, you said a mushroom lamp, like you're growing mushrooms, or oh, it's a cute lamp that looks like a mushroom. Got it. I wasn't sure if you like suddenly like we're about to whip out like a garden.
No, this is the tools for growing a mushroom garden.
Nice.
Mushrooms are sick. And then
when you come down here, we're gonna have to go to Velvet Taco. They have the best mushroom tacos.
Oh my god, please. I'll say it. Austin has like really good fast casual food, better than New York. Controversial opinion.
That's as controversial as how I feel about ice cream trucks, but neither here nor there.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't want to upset half the internet right now. It's not worth getting into my frustration with those spammers.
Okay.
a lot of people have like really good memories, childhood memories of ice cream trucks, and I don't want to ruin it for them, but they are the scourge of the earth.
Oh my god, Python. You know what's great? Actually, we can actually just like double team writing these together. which is even more sack. So this is like a Python backdoor, yeah. Since March. It's so interesting. We did not have a system breach. We continue to investigate these messages that are being sent to solicit illegal activity. Ooh,
Like, we understand other wireless providers have reported similar messages. It's like that's like Boeing saying like, you know, once there was
not
an
our
Airbus
fault.
crash.
Not our fault. Someone asked if we use Feedly. I've never heard of Feedly before. What is Feedly? California 909. Why is it raining in that server room? You know
BRB.
what? That's a good question. Oh, okay, we lost Darren. Oh,
No.
okay.
One sec. Be right back.
Yeah. I meant like you're walking away. It's fine. I'll jump in on the Palo Alto story. So, suspected state sponsors have been exploiting a zero-day vulnerability of Palo Alto Network's firewalls tracked as CVE 2024-3400. Those are my two favorite numbers. Oh, it's an RSS aggregator. I've been meaning to want to use an RSS aggregator. Using compromised devices to breach internal network, steal data and credentials. Pan warned yesterday that hackers were actively exploiting unauthenticated RCE. So it's an RCE. I feel like I'm writing it different. I just got really distracted by like the weather. I don't know if anyone's in the New York area, but it was so nice today. Voxelity says that it first detected. Who's Voxelity? Oh, okay. Here we go. This is the original article that I saw. So we're going to just jump to the direct original article here, which is on April 10th. Voxelity identified a zero-day exploitation of vulnerability found within the global protect feature of Pan OS at one of the security monitoring customers. Okay, so originally discovered. I'm doing a great job with writing Threatwire. In general or right now?
I would say in general and right now.
Thank you. This is trying really hard. All of the above, thank you. I lost the mushroom, now I have another mushroom in my hands. This one's a Pokemon. Oh, interesting. So you write purse.
I start to do like scaffolding. But it occurred to me that this is a story that can be written from 3 perspectives, and you can illustrate the ingredients and then have the viewers put the cake together with those ingredients, because it lends itself to that, because there's all of the like, you know, there's the economic incentives and there's the like low-hanging fruit element. Of course, you know, you explain the 2FA thing, but you do it in the hacker's perspective. So then we understand everybody's values and what's driving them in all of these. And then you as the viewer realize it really doesn't take many. If you've got the company directory, it's only gonna take like one guy to be like, yeah, I'll take the money, you know, for it to have positive impact to that party. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it.
I think what makes me sadder is that $300 makes such a big difference to someone that they're willing to put people at risk like this.
Yeah, and to somebody who, and I think the actual, to be honest, it being that cheap might actually be a part of it, because to the person that $300 matters, then someone else's security clearly doesn't.
Yeah.
If $300 matters that much, you're not in a position where you know, that's a survival position, and therefore some random person's phone number that they want swapped isn't, you know, if it was much higher, you would be targeting actually, I guess at that point it would still work. It's just why pay more than you have to. I would be curious to see if over time this goes up. You ever like read any of the like dark web stuff where it's like, oh, what's the like value of a social security number or the value of a credit card? And then you find out that it's like so pathetically small.
Oh yeah, because like I feel like also it depends on whose social security number you get.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Like if you get like some Joe Schmo from Tennessee who makes 50K a year, what are you gonna do with that?
Well,
But
you're gonna open a line of credit, hopefully.
yeah,
You know,
but you get like a
but if you
billionaire,
with an 850 credit score,
yeah, with an 850 credit score, and then you start opening lines of credit and making big charges, no one's gonna bat an eye.
hmm
They're just gonna be like, oh, another credit card.
hmm
I think I don't have
yeah,
alerts on right now. Yeah, I see. I don't have alerts on right now. It's fine. CC's credit cards and SSN dumps are all over. SSNs don't change, and how many breaches? I okay. So this is me growing up, but do you remember? Um, I feel like in the early 2000s, everyone was very stressed out about identity theft, and
yes.
I feel like I remember seeing so many like commercials being like, "Are you a victim of identity theft? Call us here and we'll help you."
hmm
I feel
Well,
like everyone was talking about
it's
it.
like it's the perfect snake oil because how do you prove it's working? And even if it doesn't work, I'm sure there's something in your, contract with the customer that like, what are you going to pay them out, right? It's like insurance, except it's boogeyman insurance. I mean, don't get me wrong, identity theft's a real legitimate thing and like it sucks to have to go through and it's also ridiculous that we're still in this day and age relying on a asymmetric key
Social
that was
Security.
given to us by our government for not the reason of authentication. But
True.
that's neither here nor there.
That's so true. So talk us through. I'm gonna get you to become a streamer because you're writing this quietly, and I need you to talk us through what you're thinking.
Okay, so thank you. I have a really hard time doing both at once. I can either, focus on being engaging for the audience, or I can actually focus on putting the story together. But the thoughts that are going through my head are, I kind of like this, like, hey, let's introduce this story with like um, imagine this. You're a
There you go.
hacker
You don't have
from
to make just really quickly. Don't worry about making it too engaging. People are just interested in seeing this whole thing happen. So just talking through your thought process, like I know that you don't have to do this anymore, but almost a technical interview in a way where you have to talk through what you're thinking.
Mhm. I don't,
That's kind of how I approach it.
okay. Um, yeah, so the way I'm thinking about this story is just that I would love to put you in the I would like to put the viewer in the minds of the three different entities here. The hacker, the employee, so the exploiter, the exploitee, and of course the corporation that's then trying to like deal with this reputational and or financial and or whatever damage, and then end with, once you've been able to like digest all of those elements of it, kind of like creating your own opinion, throw in some of the remediation and recommendation stuff to wrap up, like, you know why are we using SMS anyway? Like it should be well, one, you should be using an authenticator app like Google Authenticator or Authy or one of those, right? Or two,
True.
you should be using like if we are gonna do one-time codes by some sort of push notification system on your phone, why would it be SMS and not RCS?
I don't know what RCS is, so you're gonna have to include a definition of that in the thing. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
no
just like
way.
as
What,
I don't know
really?
what it is.
You're not in
No.
on this? Oh my gosh. Do you have friends whose dot is green instead of blue?
What?
You're an iPhone girly, right?
Yeah.
So like the green dot texts?
Oh, chat bubbles. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Bold of you to assume I have friends.
What?
bold of
What?
you to assume I have friends.
Yeah, I know you have friends. I
I
met
talked
like
to 3
200 of
people. I
them
talked to
at the
3
Net
people.
Gala. Uh-huh.
I regularly talk to 3 people, of which either use Signal or
Ah,
uh,
fair.
I FaceTime them.
Okay. Well, um, yeah, anyway, so SMS is a old protocol from the 90s, that is the backbone of what we know of text messaging. However, it was never made to be secure, duh, like a lot of things that the internet is architected on top of, like email and HTTP. So anyway, RCS is the HTTPS of HTTP,
Okay.
or RCS is to SMS as HTTPS is to HTTP. But it's not just that it's end-to-end encrypted, it's also that it enables like, oh, seeing when the person is typing or reacting to a thing or higher resolution imagery or whatever have you, so that, you know, the poor Android schmuck on the other end of your iMessage conversation doesn't end up with a 3GP file postage stamp 120 by 160 video at 12 FPS.
Oh, I was actually just hoping they'd get a postage stamp.
Yeah, you gotta lick it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, let's get to writing.
cool.
I was showing people photos of the one person I FaceTime. And by person, I mean I literally FaceTime a dog. And if you're a regular viewer of my streams, you'll know that I usually get a FaceTime from this dog at least once a week during stream. So he's my baby. I also did now I'm gonna spoil something for the chat as you're writing this. I did something that cost me way too much money. Way too much money. But I did buy the VX Underground drive.
Oh, nice.
And I took it to get baby photos
Wait.
at JCPenney.
Oh my god. No, no, you're kidding me. Wait. Have you posted these anywhere? Or is this on
No, I have
Instagram?
to like edit them, and I made a vlog about it, so I have to like edit the vlog.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. If it's anything like your the hacker photo shoot or the women in tech photo shoot. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was like a real person taking photos. So I have to first edit the book review. And that's gonna take forever because it's like a 5 hour, it's like an hour.
Oh, that's right. Because you read through that erotic vampire werewolf pen test red team smut involving the USB rubber ducky and land turtle.
Yes. So just for the viewers who normally don't come into the stream and are not familiar with the situation, basically someone wrote a romance novel, a vampire werewolf romance novel that the main character is a pen tester, and twice in the story they say hack 5 tools by name but not by brand, but they literally say like hand me my USB rubber ducky. And I'm like, huh. So I did a whole book club with someone else in the community, and we talked about it. So it is coming to the Hack 5 channel. But imagine me having to text Darren and being like, hey boss, do you know about this? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, they mentioned Hack 5 products in this book. And Darren's
That's
like,
great.
oh my god, that's so exciting. And I'm like, but it's NSFW.
Wonderful.
And
Yeah,
I literally
it means we're gonna branch out, find some new customers that never knew that they needed some keystroke injection love in their life.
What we were actually more curious to know is if you do like Google Analytics over time, because the book came out in February, have you seen an increase in people Googling the term USB rubber ducky? Because on Goodreads, the book has over 130,000 reviews with 30,000 written
Hmm.
reviews, which is a significant amount. So if you extrapolate that just to book sales and coverage, well, let's just a generous estimate is maybe, let's assume 600,000 copies have been read, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just I don't know what that translates to. Does that has there been an increase in Google searches? Like that's what we really want to know.
Yeah, I'm looking at Google Trends right now, and actually, it's quantifiable. Yes.
It isn't actually.
Yeah, it is.
Oh
And
my god!
yeah, hang on. Let me drill down and see by region, but it's definitely it's oh man, here. Let
So
me
you
just
haven't like acknowledged the site hit increases.
well, I wasn't looking for it before, but there's an image of like where it's most popular now. I don't know what that means.
Sorry, I'm like screaming.
But
Wait, oh my god,
yeah,
that's
definitely on the uptick. And it's it makes sense that it would be like uptick when we release the new one and all of that jazz. But if I'm looking the last 12 months, oh yeah.
specifically since like mid-February.
Yes. There's been a quantifiable climb and it's been constant. That's kind of cool.
Oh my god! Congrats
That's
on
the
the free
power
press.
of internet smut. I love
I
it.
was saying that we should send her the
Oh,
tools that
I would love to get an ebook copy of the novel just so
I'll send
that
it to
I
you.
could put it into Payload Studio and make it a ducky script so that we could send a custom USB rubber ducky such that when they plug it in, it types out the novel. That'd be
Okay,
kind
we
of
can
cool.
work on that.
Yeah.
I've
Because I
never
would
written
even
Ducky
like,
script before. I have
you
the I
what?
have the EPUB.
You've never written ducky script. Oh, we got to do another stream and do this. That's a totally separate.
I've been trying to do this with you. Like I came to Texas.
You want me to teach me how to ducky? You want me to teach me how to ducky?
Yeah. I came to Texas. Like I'm
Yeah,
down.
true. That's on me. Well, I don't know. Hit us up in the chat if that's something you want to see. If you want to see,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we can't. I can tell you right now, explicitly, we cannot type the book word for word live on stream.
Well, that makes sense.
Like even the last chapter, like flipping to the last
Oh,
chapter, like the
wait.
last
You're not
chapter.
talking about for like copyright infringement concerns. You're talking more so for like, oh, we won't. We want to keep our channels intact. Nice.
Am I getting I am Jacoby on stream? I know that I am Jacoby does streaming stuff, but I haven't actually spoken to Jacoby yet. Writing Ali, that is a huge payload. Writing Ali Linux and can't even ducky script TM SMH. Steve,
Well,
Ali Linux is going to be a long project. There's so much to customize, and I am going 0 to 100 and customizing an entire Linux distro.
the entire thing. Yeah, it's not just the
An
wallpaper,
entire
folks.
thing. Yeah, no, it's so much work. Honestly, I have a feeling. Listen, I feel like I could get away with. We'll do it on Kick. We'll do it on Kick. I feel like we could type out the entire book on Kick.
I'm not installing Kick.
No, not the Kick app. Kick.com, the streaming platform that lets
Oh.
anything go.
Got it.
Not Kick. We can do it on Kick. We'll do it on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Patreon.com/Threatwire.
Fair.
So it'll be fine. Linux from scratch used to be a rite of passage. People want me to do Linux from scratch. I should actually try and do it. They don't let anything go. Sorry, they only banned Neon for a week and let him back on. That's very niche internet lore for most of the average viewer, I imagine, for Hack 5. Oh. I don't know. Okay, back to writing.
Yeah, I gotta go through this the story some more and see if there's any other little nuggets.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll be interesting because like we're watching you write it and I'm just entertaining chat right now. We're watching you write it, but then when I write it, you'll see how I go through it and maybe you'll be able to give me pointers. But I'll keep entertaining chat because
okay.
I want to give you time to process it. A higher chance of finding it illegally streamed PPV content on Twitch than Kick. Isn't there one exact um there's like one subcategory on Twitch that exclusively streams like illegal content. Um, I don't remember exactly which one it is, but I know that there is one. In other news, I think Breach was taken down by either ISP or the feds. Stone Cold Coder. Interesting. Let's see. I haven't given the YouTube chat any love. You trusted AT&T and surprised they're as vulnerable as anyone. It shouldn't be blindly trusted. Yes. But yeah, the edit for the video is coming. Radar, your attempt at writing what the book said was not accurate. It's actually like just a regular novel, and I'll give you like a little my insight and takeaway to the novel, which was that personally, in my personal opinion, it really didn't feel like um kind of naming the Hack 5 tools added value to the story. Like you could have said anything in those 2 points and it would have made sense, which is kind of like frustrating. Like could have at least elaborated on it, but um that's the tea, sis. That's the tea. What do you do with the land turtles? Okay, I'll also point out that in the book specifically, the point where the land turtle is mentioned in the next 3 chapters in the next 3 pages is extremely NSFW. So so there's definitely going to be a like an uptick in search. I wonder because the Hack 5 tools aren't the only tools that were mentioned. There were 2 other tools mentioned. I think at my book. Where's my book?
Wasn't it some of the Great Scott Gadget stuff, Mike Osmond, the yardstick
Yeah.
one, or the Hack RF?
Yeah.
Ubertooth one. That's what it was. It was the Ubertooth.
It was Ubertooth and my
Yeah, that's a pretty cool Bluetooth one.
I recently upgraded my Kindle to a 2012 to a 2022 Kindle instead of my 2018 Kindle. Making big moves. It's and I'll say this. I'll just give my review of the book. It was a very light and quick read, easy to digest. They don't get into hacking. It was super topical in a way, and I think that some of the ideas of what hackers do doesn't fully make sense. And so that's kind of not that it doesn't make sense, like it's reasonable in a way, but you're just like, like in application, does that really make sense? Like one of the first mentions of hackers and of hacking in here is talking about pen testing like a firewall that someone spent like 3 months working on and they got through it in like less than an hour. And I'm like why are you spending a month on a firewall? Like that doesn't make sense to me. It like so yeah. Kobo is better than a Kindle. This is actually my second Kindle. I've never heard of a Kobo before. Kobo e-reader. Oh, you can write on it. Oh, okay, interesting. Oh, they're color. Are they e-ink color? Or is this an... They make e-ink a color? That's crazy. That's news to me. Thank you for sharing that. I will look that up. This is my second Kindle. Happy New Year's, Cypher. It's April 15th. No one manually builds their own firewalls these days. It would be insane to do that. Yeah, like Beaver, this is my boss. Um, was it reasonable to say in the same way Mr. Robot was reasonable? No. Mr. Robot actually talked about hacking and it was like the main plot point. And hacking in the book is more of like they use it to kind of, I don't want to say be snarky, but like the plot points that revolved around hacking didn't end up actually mattering in a weird way. I don't know how to say that. Hi, Supreme Shrimp. Welcome in. It's appropriate in April. Okay. It sounds like perhaps InfoSec enthusiasts are not the primary target demo. Radar, 100%. InfoSec professionals are definitely not the target demographic. And that is 100% accurate. Like, and that's the thing is, think about it this way. I only learned about this book, and we talk about this in this book review. I only learned about this book. Thank you so much for the tier 1 Supreme Shrimp. I only learned about this book because someone else learned about this book through a Reddit forum. We did not hear about this book through peers in the InfoSec industry and like in a way of being like, oh, you got talked about. Well, you weren't in Steve, you weren't in the target demo because if you had read the book already and you were in the target if you were in the target demographic, you would have read the book already and you would have told us that we were mentioned in the book. Crushed with facts and logic. So we would have already, someone would have told us this. This book has yet to infiltrate the space, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's true. Exactly. Getting crushed with facts and logic. I'm really good at this. What can I say? Dared blink twice of human. He's in the zone. He's in the zone, auto zone. But was it inaccurate? I don't want to say it wasn't inaccurate in a way, but it wasn't accurate. Like you can justify the things that are written, but at the same time, it's accurate in the sense that the things that are written about in the book can be true, but in the context of practical application, it kind of is silly. Like talking about spending a month writing a firewall and then pen testing it. Is it bring your daughter to work day? Darren's actually met my parents.
Yeah, they're really cool.
My parents love you. My parents like always get super sketched out when I talk about like my internet happenings. They're not very supportive of my internet happenings. But
Well, did you tell them I'm a Boca boy?
No, and I don't tell people that either.
Oh, I just doxed myself. It's okay.
But when I was like, oh yeah, like Hack 5 wants to do stuff with me, my parents are like, this is gonna destroy your life.
Really?
I get nervous about people and me.
Oh.
Not like destroy my life. They're like, how can you trust this guy? Like, what are his accolades? Like, who is he? Why do you trust him? And I'm like, how do you trust anybody?
Yeah. The answer to that is reps. You see through repetition.
I don't have a good what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have a good trail. I don't have a good not trail. History?
You don't have a good reputation?
No, I don't have a good history of choosing smart people.
Oh.
Or like making good decisions in my life. Track record.
I
don't have a very good track record sometimes, you know. I've made dumb.
Do you think the etymology of that has anything to do with running track?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't have a good track record.
Oh, hang on. I gotta run downstairs real quick. BRB.
Okay. I'm gonna hop on the Palo Alto story. Let's hop on the Palo Alto story. So we're gonna jump on the Palo Alto story, which is originally published by Voxility. So 0-day exploitation of unauthenticated RCE vulnerability in Global Protect 2024-3400. So it is a CVE. The threat actor, which facility tracks under the alias UTA0218, was able to remotely exploit the firewall device, create a reverse shell, download further tools into the device, and the attacker focused on exploiting configuration data from the devices and then leveraging it as an entry point to move laterally within the victim's organizations. So Voxility worked closely with this customer and Palo Alto incident response to investigate the root cause of the compromise. Through this cooperative investigation, the Palo Alto response team was able to confirm the vulnerability as an OS command injection issue assigned to CVE 2024. So they were okay. I just jumped in and started reading the next article. Why hackers make things complicated? Why can we not just live nicely without any security needed? You know, I would also love $1 million. I'm not gonna get $1 million. Well, $1 million wouldn't even kick it in New York. I would love $10 million, $20 million, but it's not happening. You know, we all want different things to prove shrimp. We can't get that. Who is this Darren Kitchen? He seems suspicious. Is he a 4chan hacker? A thought experiment for chat. I know Darren's answer would be yes, you'd still do the same thing, but if you had $10 million, would you still do your job that you have now? That's a thought experiment for chat. Trust is earned if you were on the internet and haven't been banned, you're good to go. I just want one castle in Siena, Italy. Honestly, we all do. I would love a castle in Siena, Italy. Would I do the job that I have now? I do parts of the job I have now. I'd probably like keep on cheesing at my current full-time job, maybe. It's pretty delicate or pretty light, but like I would definitely like take 3 months off and then come back and be like, oh my god, hey everyone. I got money now. I would love to take time off, but or I would love to get $10 million and just like fly around the globe for a little bit. That'd be sick.
Oh, at that point, it's just that's done. That's enough to just be done.
10 million, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, if I had $10 million, I'd definitely still be unemployed. It's a hard market. I'm thinking about making a new genre of memes. Not a genre per se, but I was looking at if people make like, what is it called? Motivational memes. And I started making some tech motivational manifesting memes. And I want y'all to let me know if you think these are funny. My coworkers do not mind answering. Like you wake up in the morning, you say, my coworkers do not mind answering my technical questions. Or the other one I made today was, I enjoy studying in my free time. I made 5. Or 6. Oh, this one's really good. I am the scrum master of my own future. That's a good one. So that's what I did today.
Sounds like a stand-up for those with multiple personalities.
Stand up for someone with, oh my god, with not bipolar, dissociative identity disorder. They do stand up with all the personalities. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not funny.
DID.
Yeah, someone with DID. There's someone, if you are a comedian and you have DID, try scrumming it and then write a set about it. Like that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I should post
I have quite the experience with that one.
with a DID and creating a scrum?
Not in a scrum, in the context of growing up, I could ask my mom, like, if I could do something, and I'd get no. But I also knew if I just waited long enough, I could ask again, and I'd probably get yes, because I'd probably get someone else.
Oh, your mom had DID?
Yeah, they didn't call it. They
Oh,
called it MPD back then
oh,
in the 90s. Yeah, it's weird.
yeah. That's crazy. Darren lore.
Hmm?
We're learning Darren lore.
Yeah, yeah.
So Darren and I are the only ones who love our jobs and wouldn't quit them if we didn't need to do them.
We're the only ones that would what? Huh? Sorry.
You wouldn't quit your job if you got 10 million. Would you quit your job if you got $10
God,
million?
no. No,
Exactly.
absolutely
Yeah.
not. I love what I do too much. I don't know how much would actually truly change. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing. And that's what I realized. That's why I answered the question for you. I was like, I know for a fact that Darren, like, is
Okay, okay.
basically living the good life. Not
I would
like a good.
I would fly first class instead of economy.
Yeah.
I would always upgrade to the suite because I could. I don't know what else would. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. I would move closer to the lake in Austin. Basically, all the same stuff, but just slightly
Elevate it.
better.
You would just elevate your life. You would
I
keep
just
doing what
elevate a
you're
little
doing.
bit. Yeah, but it would still
Yeah.
like my actual day to day would look very much the same. You know,
Straight vibing.
straight vibing. Yeah.
You probably actually buy the yacht you're teaching yourself to drive.
It's so funny that you should say that. Literally, the gears that were turning in my head were, even with 10 million, would it be wise to buy the yacht, or should I still just charter? And I think the answer is there's
It's
not enough
still
millions in the
charter.
universe for chartering to not be the better option.
Yeah.
Did I tell you I
You get.
passed? I got my
Oh yeah, you
docking
told me you passed.
endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
nervous. The entire time I was kind of freaking out because, it's like a $500,000 catamaran, and when you're going down these causeways, you've got, boats to your left, boats to your right, and they're all like $500,000 yachts as well. And so it's a 20-foot wide catamaran and it's a like 35-foot wide causeway, maybe. Somebody's bowsprit pops out, whatever. And it doesn't help the fact that the guy who, from what I understand, the guy who owns the charter boat is like a CIA agent, which love you guys,
Head
so if
posting.
there's anyone whose boat I don't want to scratch, it's his. So
CIA agents make that
I
much?
nailed it. Huh?
CIA agents make yacht money?
Well, if they do, then clearly they're the exact kind of CIA agent I want to keep happy. I did one little faux pas, and that was this one's really, it's on the charter company for not telling me. But in the morning, I take my exam, I pass. Yay, I got ASA 118. I can
Yay.
dock a yacht. But yeah, the manager of the training whatever outfit comes in, and he's like, "Oh, did you not stay on the vessel? We made up the berth for you." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I just slept in that bed." And he's like, "That's the owner's quarters." So I didn't scratch his yacht, but I definitely slept in the man's bed
Oh no.
by accident. I'm sure it's
They should
fine. I'm
have
sure if
told
he's
you that.
watching this, huh?
They should have told you that. That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them. Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
well.
just checking messages to see if things are still happening for the afters I was telling you about.
Nice. Yeah.
They're
Let me
still
not
going
hold
down.
you up. Let's see. Okay. Imagine this as a figure retail sales is.
It's definitely interesting to see how you approach this. I feel like it's only when he's sleeping in it at the same time. It's only awkward. Oh, I have emotes turned on. Where's this Net Gala with his emotes, you know? Book club. I need to actually read the book club book. I have to find it. It's somewhere in my apartment. I have it somewhere smart. Also, someone in the chat asked how much the VX Underground drive was. It was more money than I'd like to admit. It was way too much money. And I was like, I need to make this a tax write-off. Like, I need to find some way to make this a tax write-off, so I'm gonna make as much content with it as possible. I don't respect the rich, so I would have no problem with any of it. Yeah, I need to make this VX Underground drive a tax write-off. But here it is. I'll get it really fast. Technically, this drive has been in 2 states since I've owned it. It's been in New York and New Jersey. Are we talking a couple of grand? No. It was $500. The number's available online. I paid $500 for this. Here she is. It's also 8 terabytes, which, like, looking at the size of this being 8 terabytes and then knowing that this is 4 terabytes kind of gets me a little confused. Like, why? This is half the space capacity of this, but it's probably SSD. I haven't actually plugged it in yet, so I'll figure out a way to open it and look at things safely and securely on that. But that's the drive. I think it's renewal, but I don't know. Some require a physical. Oh, yeah. No, it's not bad. It's still way more money than I think in my life. This month was a hard fiscal month. A lot of random charges popped up on me. So, I love tax season. Oh, taxes are due today, everyone. Don't forget. Just gonna get an excited.
Hey.
I wish we had holographic memory already. Oh yeah, because we use the same tax person. We would be talking about petabyte drives. Holographic memory. I've never heard of that. I don't know anything about holographic memory at all. So that's interesting. Also, I have no context if we've had any redemption, so I'm just gonna quickly check my chat. Dashboard. No, we just had some hi everyone. And some subs and some follows. 6666666. Oh, lots of follows today. Wow. Thanks everyone for the follows. I don't even know why, but for some reason I thought you were talking human memories, and I was like, wait, you don't see them that way? See what? In what way? What kind of human memories? Also, if you're watching on YouTube, you're not getting like the good chill music that I usually play on my stream. Memories and holograms. I like, because YouTube actually has like active content DMCA, I can't actually play music, but on Twitch, the DMCA is much more forgiving. Can I share a playlist? Absolutely. Absolutely. Sound is low on YouTube? Yes, the sound is going to be low on most platforms. Absolutely. This playlist is called Share, Copy, Paste, Enter, and then I will also share it on YouTube, and we're listening to Vaporwave. I was not prepared for Twitch. Yeah, James, this entire stream is co-streamed onto Twitch and also to my Twitter account. I double stream on Twitter, and usually on my normal streams, I stream to Twitter, Kick, my YouTube channel, and Twitch. Bye, Steve. Thanks. Don't forget to go get your peppermint patties. I'm also, oh, you know what I usually do? You know what I can do while you're doing this also? Is one of the things I like to do is go on to, you got a big bag of them since last time, good. Go on to the Hack 5 channel and go through the video and then quickly see, oh, the new OMG cable video, and then quickly see any comments. I think a lot about your IoT product. I've
Are
been
they
slow
still
on
calling you, what was it, Amy? Amy.
No. HTML and email was a mistake, bros. That's a good one.
Yeah. So true.
Thanks for putting your work together.
Add SMS to that list.
D-Link says FU to the customers. I say FU to D-Link. Didn't D-Link used to, I feel like growing up, my dad had D-Link,
They were the
routers.
cheap, yeah, they were just the cheap, easily available, you just buy one at the store down the street router. Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time I just, pop OpenWRT on them or some other, open source firmware. But
Yeah.
I can't imagine the incentive for a D-Link to like really keep up with the security updates. It's really a shame how expensive it is to keep something current and secure.
It is very expensive.
It is, and I don't think customers really have an idea. I mean, think about like how long is an iPhone or an Android good for? Because once that thing's EOL, you do not want to be using it. If you're not getting patches, like it's basically a brick at that point. It should not be turned on. It is a liability to have it on. And yet, if all things that were ever made needed to be kept up forever, no one would be doing anything but patching systems for the rest of eternity. So it's a tough one. I think D-Link also knows that their customer base aren't those that are going to be reading these stories and making purchasing decisions based on them.
Yeah, it's all like legacy purchases.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's also like they're, I don't know. I'm pulling this out of my butt here, but I would imagine, that a good bit of their bread and butter comes from the like Best Buy purchases. And, if you're just buying something because it's like what's readily available in front of you, you're not, doing what so many of us do, poring over articles, doing hours of research, making sure that we're, getting something that's meeting some, technical requirements. You're just like, oh, that's the NAS. Cool. Got an NAS. So they don't have an incentive
about my
to,
NAS.
yeah. What?
I did a lot of research about my NAS.
Yeah. What NAS did you end up getting?
I ended up getting, well, her name is Nastasha.
Oh, well, of course.
I ended up getting one of the assessors, and I put 12 terabytes of SSD in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I did like RAID 6 on it, so that is like super
nice
packed up. So it really only has 8 terabytes, which is basically, it has the same amount of data on this available. But I'm reading the comments right now, and I think my new favorite, this is obviously we don't want to like.
Is RAID 6 5+1?
I think so.
I've done this. Okay.
I don't want to fetch about this, but someone called me new snubs, and I think that shit's hilarious. They said, "You're cool, new snubs. Remember the old phrase, trust your neck, techno lust, and my favorite, drink all the booze, hack all the things, but new snubs is..." That shit's hilarious.
Well, you know what's funny? Snubs was new Alley. When Shannon started on Hack 5, people were like, oh, it's the new Alley. Because the original female co-host was, oh God. Oh, actually, we didn't even use last names then. Yeah. So it was just Alley.
New snubs.
That's funny.
Yeah. Comments are good though. All of the like dumb poop head comments always get pushed to the bottom. Um, which is fine, but I also, again, I think they're hilarious. OMG, I am so interested, but you are so painful to watch. Okay, then don't watch. Whatever. Mean comments don't hurt me. They fuel me to be worse than before.
You know what's going to happen is in the same way that you currently have the ability to turn on closed captioning and have it auto-generated in real time by YouTube. In the future, you're just going to be able to like hit a little thing in the little cogwheel thing and say like replace host with avatar and then just choose from a list. And then it'll just like graft whatever onto you. And why
It
not?
does exist.
Oh, for real? Like I'm just
Yeah.
being facetious and
People are
terrifying about our
actually straight up
dystopian
doing
cyberpunk
that.
future.
No, if you look up, there was this like clip of Lil Yachty running on the stage, and they replaced it with like a bunch of characters already. And sadly, the only one that sticks out to me, and I'm pretty sure it's Lil Yachty running on a stage. Oh, I think they did like Joe Biden, a certain notorious German dictator. They put him on it. They did I think Machine Gun Kelly at one point got put on it. So it's there, but it's not good, but it's there.
Yeah. But like we'll get to the point where that's like a real time, you know, like you'll just choose your own. I hope not. I'm joking. And before somebody does a, you know, browser extension that does it. Cuz yeah. But crazy to think.
You can do that now. There was an old woman found out for using a 21-year-old female avatar scam. It's just a good face.
Oh wow.
No talks and a facelift.
Yeah, I got news for you guys. The girl with the puppy ears and the puppy tongue and the little puppy nose, that's AR. Sorry.
Oh my god.
No, but it's just sad to think that because it's technologically possible, someone is going to try to make a business with it.
Yeah. Oh, people are trying.
Yeah, nobody the ask should it be done? Nobody's got time for ask should it be done.
Yeah. Can it be done versus should it be done?
All right.
Listen. Back to reading about this.
Oh yeah, I need to pull that.
Good song. AR is actual reality. People are too busy trying to earn a living than to ask should it be done. Trying to just hustle. This AR hype train needs to die. Except no one's gonna actually pay attention until something that makes more money is gonna come through. So AR is gonna at least be a focus for a while until someone either. Here's my predictions. One, legitimate. Okay, I don't want to say that actually. I'll say this. I believe the next hype is either going to be military tech and defense tech, which isn't good.
Yep.
Not good. Very bad. Very
AI
bad.
defense tech.
Not even AI defense tech. Like, who's building the new class of weapons? And then I think that's going to be the next hype cycle because we're seeing that come up more and more now.
Yeah, like the startupification of the military-industrial complex. So not your Boeing, Lockheed, you know, Northrop Grummons of the world, but your smaller, agile, gonna make small intelligent systems cost optimized. Yeah, I mean, if we've learned anything from seeing FPV drones go burr in the last 26 months, 27 months. Man, it's getting long in the tooth.
There was a startup that raised 20 million for FedRAMP to help companies become military compliant or like federally compliant in the lines with Vanta and FedRAMP, so they can be competitive with like Vanta and stuff, but for military stuff.
Yeah, that is a
It's
whole
interesting.
nother world.
Yeah, it's a whole nother world.
Also, quick reminder, guys, we ship to AFO and FPO boxes. So just choose United States from the dropdown and then scroll all the way to the very bottom under state where it says Armed Forces. And you can choose the Pacific Theater or the European Theater, and it'll make it to you by our very own United States Post Service. Aren't they wonderful?
Wait, Allie, why are you so small on stream? We need to make Allie. I'm so small on stream right now. The Skydio drone. Okay. Let's keep jumping in. I'm gonna keep looking at the story here for the Palo Alto network stuff. So it is exploit, downloaded additional tooling, quickly move through victims' networks. I think she is small because she is lying about having legs. You can literally see my knees right here, Cypher. One of the things, there are a few things that are inevitable about my streams. One of which is I will at some point during the stream sit like this, where my knees, I'll sit like a little gremlin in my chair for at least like a good few minutes. And then I'll probably either not have water or run out of water, like I'm almost about to do. And then I will scream at some point. I just saw Escape from New York recently. Is it far off? Help us or else situation? Is it so far off? Help us or else? I don't know what that means. As someone who has done some embedded hardware work for a startup involving DoD stuff, it's possible there's tons of grants and potential contracts you can snatch up as a startup. Absolutely. There's also a lot of research money out there for the NISP, for science, and federal grants for money. So I think about that. State coercion to make you work for them. Wait, what? State coercion to make you work for them? Do you think the state's coercing me to work for New York City? Absolutely. State coercion? Hi, dude. Kinda like they make criminals be informants. I think that's like a universal experience of asking criminals to be informants in order to reduce their sentences. I haven't seen most movies or TV shows. Like I've only watched maybe like 6 episodes of Mr. Robot. And I still have like all those movies. Oh, for hackers though? Oh, I don't know anything about it. I can ask people. I can ask people about it if it's so important. I know that apparently they're making the 0 Day book into a movie and it's taking place in New York City. Where is it? According to a few sharp-eyed neighborhood Twitter users, 0 Day will film on Thursday and Friday at 70th and Broadway and 68th and Amsterdam Avenue. Car parked in the area must be moved the night prior to the action being called. In this case, vehicles will be towed to the nearest legal spot if not moved. The nature of the scenes is unconfirmed. There's some information there about Zero Day, though the plot is being kept to a minimum. Regardless, all signs point to being compelling and timely watch. The 6-episode series long line reads: Zero Day asks the question on everyone's mind: how do we tell truth in the world of crisis? And it's gonna star Robert De Niro.
Wait, what? This is like not some student film?
No.
Oh. You know, I keep wondering when cyber's gonna go mainstream.
I think that, and I'll tell you this right now, I think that it's much closer than it's ever been before, because
Yep.
right now everyone, and I was telling my dad about this, that right now everyone who grew up and is now entering the job market, like either a recent college grad or whatever, they're seeing that there's not a lot of jobs in the tech space because so many people were there. And then people are going to look for tech adjacent jobs that still pay well, and cybersecurity does pay well depending on where you work, things like that, and
Yeah.
are looking to get more like theoretical about things in a way. And so, yeah, I think it's a lot closer than we think. I have this whole spiel about why the tech market is so high and why it's impossible to hire everyone, and it's not because of the money. There's no money. It's because of the numbers and the searchability and findability
Because
of
of the
jobs.
financial numbers or what?
Oh, no. So basically, the number, US, hold on. So the US fertility rate was pretty stagnant, around 2 children per woman.
Yeah.
And while the US population is on a decline, a lot of the parents who had kids in the early 2000s, so 2000, 1999, 2001, they had to go, as kids, their parents went through the dot-com boom, the housing crisis, and then the 2008 depression.
Yep.
And seeing everything fail, and then seeing 4 years later millions and hundreds of millions of dollars being pumped into tech.
Yes.
So by that point, their kids are 12.
And so the only thing they're encouraging their kids to do is learn Python
study
and get an
tech.
Arduino and everything else. Yes.
Exactly. And now it is now 2024, and all the kids are 22, 23, 24, and they're entering the market. And before, when you and I studied these sorts of things, these are the things that not everyone was studying. These were just another job. They didn't realize that there was money. Now, and we just did it because we were excited. Now these are kids that are just, it's like the I guess it's almost the psychology major in a way.
Oh,
I don't
sure.
like saying psychology major.
No. I know what you mean, though. It's the well, this is going to be lucrative, so I'm going to do it because there's money in it. Not necessarily because my passion is hacking or whatever it is, or code. I'm like, I love like the elegance of logic coming together, making a machine do a thing. No, it's the I heard you could make decent money getting an MCSE. Let me get one of those, and a Cisco cert. There we go. And next thing you know, you're making 6 figures in Silicon Valley, and that happened then too.
But no. I'm just saying, like, the software engineers. I'm just saying the software engineers. The next thing that people are going to do is they're going to be like, how can I get into tech without going to a school more than they're doing now? And they're going to see these certs and things like that. And they're going to, like, their parents are going to be like, well, it's impossible to get a job as a software engineer. What's the other highly lucrative job in tech? Cybersecurity. And now we're seeing cybersecurity break more into mainstream. We had shows like Silicon Valley come out that really just expose all these things, and now these VCs are becoming celebrities. They're going to these parties, they're going to all these events. VCs are hanging out with like Diplo, Jake Paul, all these celebrities. And VCs are going to be thinking less about like the traditional startup and putting the traditional startup on a pedestal, but the startups that actually make money more than ever. And that's not the traditional startup founder anymore. those are no longer going to be in fashion. It's going to be like what companies are actually making money, and a lot of those companies are going to be companies that help advance the US industrial complex. And a lot of that are going to be more hard tech, security, cyber focused. And
Hmm.
that's going to make people want to talk about it more, pushing it forward, making it go into mainstream.
Yeah, and as long as everybody believes it is a lucrative thing, it will become that. Because then the incentives will be there.
I don't know. I
That'll
thought a
be
lot
fun.
about this.
Welcome a new generation.
Back in the faces. I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like I missed the boat when I first got into, hacking in the early to mid 90s. Because like
I
I
feel
grew up
like
reading
I missed the boat.
Textile. Yeah, exactly. But that's always how it's gonna be, you know? I felt like, oh, I'm so lucky. I get to like write stuff in like basic. I don't have to do it in assembly on a PDP-11, you know? Um, so I missed the days of the blue box and being able to, you know, the easy freaking long distance phone freaking, um, and all that jazz. Instead, I had to cut my teeth with the red box and do it at a payphone. And back when you could just copy an Etsy password file and run it through John the Ripper and actually get results because you had a guest login account. Nothing was ch modded properly or whatever. Um, yeah, I thought I had missed the boat, and yet.
OX Dade says you didn't miss the boat, we're steering the boat. But instead, I say that we're constantly
Hey, it's
standing on the
Dade.
shoulders.
Sorry. Yeah.
I constantly say we're constantly standing on the shoulders of giants.
Amen.
And are you going
We
to
are.
be the giant that people's shoulders stands on? Yes or no? You don't have
Well,
to.
that's why I
But
think it's important to kind of point to the things that are important. Like, the technology is going to change, but the mindset will hopefully stay the same. And there will be those that get into the industry because they heard it was going to be lucrative, and they were otherwise going to be what? Investment bankers? I have no idea.
yeah, Fin Bros.
And exactly. And so, okay, fine. This happened. This happened a decade ago with with the Code Bros, and all right, bring them to cyber. Hopefully, you can instill some values along the way, because the exploit frameworks and everything else, whatever, are going to change, but hopefully the values ensue.
Yeah. And the why are people going to focus on cyber is a whole nother conversation. That is not a conversation I like having on the internet because it's the topic of war.
Gotcha. Well, that's one for Austin.
Yeah, and I personally don't. Just my go-to thing is I refuse to write about most war in Threatwire.
Cyber war. It's like war, but on the
front,
internet. Now available on CD-ROM.
Is on the internet.
Yeah. Yep.
When I was 10, my friend showed me how to clone websites. It blew my mind, and I thought it was hilarious that he was defacing website that was almost 25 years ago. When I was 10, I had my own computer. That's pretty goated. Like, that was... But my dad also worked in tech. Did you and my dad share, like, .com war stories?
Little bit, just baby amount. We were able to go, like, not even an inch deep and a mile wide, because I wanted to get the goss on you, and then also, like, talk old school computing stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's funny, sometimes I'll call my dad on stream and I'll ask him random tech thing. My dad used Vim.
Oh, your dad's a Vim user.
Yeah. Does he use it anymore? No. He's like trying to talk to me about AI stuff. I'm like, please don't talk to me about AI stuff. Like, I really don't care. It's funny. It's also funny because I'm like, I am technically like a second generation like software person, but I kind of just like did this shit myself, He's like, he's been far removed enough that it doesn't matter. The only thing I got was just being an engineer in some way. first computer was around 10 years old. We dumpster dived from a hospital and pieced them handful together to make a functional one. They were not HIPAA compliant. Oh my god. The only? Oh. My first computer, my keyboard
Wait,
was bright
Dade
orange.
has a very similar story to Glitch. That's amazing.
My dad does not use him anymore.
Wait.
Glitch has like an interesting story. I remember seeing Glitch on the Twitters.
He is a
and people
man
talking
about Twitter.
Talking about Twitter. I'm so close to 20K on Twitter. I'm like 600 followers away from 20K.
Nice.
I also need access to
speaking
the
of Twitter, I
Hack5
should-
Twitter so I could like tweet things.
Oh, here, let me delegate it to you right now. Oh, right. Did they deprecate TweetDeck?
No, there's delegation now. We'll do it later. This is
Okay.
why we need to meet.
All right. All right. Well, the T-Mobile story is done, and I can move on to Twitter.
Do you
Let me get the title for that. Oh, and also I need to link to my sources.
we write it so different?
That one, for some reason, was calling me to do something different. So
True.
I also don't know the I don't know the whatever it's called, markdown or whatever this uses.
Oh,
So,
it uses
that's
it
a
just
quote.
straight up uses Markdown.
Okay, so no.
It's just regular Markdown.
Yeah, okay, well, excuse me while I remember how to do an indent. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's nice.
That's actually a toggle, but that's fine.
Oh,
It works. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
let's change.
You should mess around with Notion. Notion's like pretty goated as a text editor.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, let me try reading this. Imagine this: you're a hacker from far off Genovia looking to steal that sweet, sweet loot from your victim. Only problem: your target uses two-factor authentication, those 6-digit codes you're sometimes texted when logging in. Your attack is spoiled, or is it? I can't say "ga."
Okay.
Well, fear not. If you're able to pull off a SIM swap attack, you'll be in business. That's the attack where you're convinced the target's mobile carrier to transfer their phone number to a SIM card you control, thus letting you intercept those pesky two-factor authentication codes. Only issue is how to get a T-Mobile employee to make the swap. Now imagine this other scenario. You're a retail sales associate making $10 to $18 an hour at T-Mobile. And you get an interesting text that says, hey, got your number from the T-Mobile employee directory, and I'm looking to pay someone up to $300 per SIM swap done. If you're interested, reply and we can talk. Now, obviously you or I in this scenario, not an issue. Okay, yeah, sorry. Report spam and move on. We're ethical hackers, right? But as we know, not everyone is going to be so. According to the T-Mobile report and corroborated on Reddit, as well as individually through our own outreach, employees at T-Mobile have been receiving these messages. They claim to offer $300 per SIM swap. When asked for comments, T-Mobile stated, "We did not have a systems breach. We continue to investigate these messages that are being sent to solicit illegal activity. We understand other carrier providers have reported similar messages." Cue the reference to the famous 2016 University of Luxembourg study where 47% of participants would happily exchange their passwords for a chocolate bar. Recommendations: if you're a two-factor authenticator user, you should be operate 2FA app. Authy, I wouldn't actually promote Authy. They're gonna sunset Authy soon.
No.
They're sunsetting Authy desktop. They're gonna sunset Authy soon. Like, just that's the next step.
I know they got bought, so it was inevitable, but I didn't know there was a desktop.
Yeah, so I know the desktop one, and
Yeah.
like I use Authy, and I'm just like, I don't trust
Wait.
Authy anymore at all.
You could use Authy for 2FA on desktop? That's a terrible idea. The whole idea is to have it on a separate computing device.
I use 2FA Authy on my desktop.
Oh, I would never let my 2FA live on the same device I'm logging. Well, I guess I
Well,
do on my phone, but that's anyway, the peace of mind in my book is
so the thing about that is that you don't need a password to log it, so I could pop open Authy on screen right now and show off all my codes.
sure. No, it makes sense. All right. Well, I'm
I
sad to
I
hear that
now
the sunsetting Authy.
Authy desktop, which from a business value, they're probably not going to keep Authy mobile either if they're sunsetting desktop.
Yeah, who bought them again? It wasn't somebody I was happy
Twilio.
about. Yeah, it wasn't someone I was happy about.
Yeah. So I started using honestly, I started using one passwords 2FA code manager.
Okay.
They have their own built-in.
Sure. In fact, you know what? Hey, here's your YouTube engagement. Change the sentence to query the audience for their favorite app. So we'll just tweak it in such a way where it's a very nonchalant, like, let me know your favorite in the comments. So recommendation, if you're using two-factor authentication, if you're recommendations, oh, not if you're a user, that doesn't read right. If you're using
If you're a
two two-factor authentication, and you should be, opt for a 2FA app rather than text messages. Some like Google Authenticator.
but what's your favorite?
But I'm keen to hear your favorite in the comments.
I'm always a little worried about using the word keen because
Okay.
I know that in some countries keen means like DTF, like are you keen?
Really? Oh, TIL. Okay.
I think in Australia it means like are you keen? Are you like
No.
down?
That is all
Yeah.
over my. I'm giving the keynote at Authcert next month, and that is all over my talk. I'm going to go. I'm going to validate this. This is a trust but verify, Ali. I'm going to go and look this up because, yeah, it's all over my talk. Because I use that term like willy-nilly.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Because I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be. Anyone Australian here? We've got like 100 people watching.
Right?
No, it should be okay. It should be fine. I've also heard it might be used. It depends on like the. Okay, so according to Urban Dictionary.
Oh, yes, the source of truth.
Yes, so it's either or. Either or works. It means
or
eager
what?
to do something or.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, or. Okay. Well, my talk would have been so much more fruitful.
Yeah, I think it's just like a slang. It's like a slang term, maybe, but like I just don't. I avoid using the term because I know that it's a slang term like that, and I'm just like, miss.
I love Australian slang. They call me Dazza down there. I don't even get Darren. I get Dazza. I love it. It's the only place where I get that. Yeah, that's my name down there. They're like, I'm like, hey, I'm Darren. They're like, hey, what's up, Dazza? I'm like, everyone is in on this.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like the nickname for Darren, which is, I didn't even think that was a common name. I know of one other, and he's a guy from a 1960s sitcom called Bewitched.
Okay. R/Straya. What's the most common name to have in Australia? It's apparently Darren is very popular. And apparently Daryl and Darren's are both Dazzas.
Nice. Yeah, as the YouTube chat is now showing me, if it starts with a D, it's Dazza. Okay. All right. That's an entire 1/26th of the alphabet, not just Darren. Cool. Good to know. I wonder if there's just like a nickname for every letter of the alphabet.
Daz P says I'm Daz or Daza. X is used to others. Oh god. John, James, and Mark. I remember I used to be on sports team with someone whose name was Jack, but no one actually knew that their real name was John, because Jack is like a nickname for John, but they're the same number of letters.
Right. Not a shortening.
So weird. Okay, but I do think that I should head out to the afters now for the thing.
Sure.
Because I know that a lot of people are starting to leave. But I can finish
Yeah.
writing.
Well, hey,
Threatwire.
this was a lot of
though.
fun. I had a
I
great
really
time.
enjoyed this. Thanks for writing one
we
of my stories.
Oh, we should do this again sometime. No, seriously. I need to learn how to do what you do and actually like spend 2 hours writing more than one story while also entertaining. But it was quite entertaining.
You should next time we do this, I'll take point on writing the stories and I'll walk you through how I do them, because I write them super fast because I'm able to talk through them, and it is a learned skill. It's definitely a learned skill.
Yeah, I want to learn that from you.
Yeah, so come back. We'll do this again. Not next week because I have Passover dinner.
Of course.
The week after.
And then hopefully soon we'll figure out the logistics. We got to get you here in person because I want to teach you how to ducky. There
Absolutely.
we go.
There's so many things to do.
All right. Well, hey,
I'm not going to be live tomorrow, so for the average viewer, I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I've got too many things, but I will be live on Wednesday for a co-working stream and making brownies while I'm doing my regular job. So if you want to see me make some of the best brownies in the world, in my personal opinion, I'll tell you right now that the recipe is the Sugarology brownie recipe. Hands down, some of the best brownies you'll ever make in your life. Like, I'm salivating thinking about them. If you want to come hang out with me and do that, that's Wednesday. Thursday live during the day, and probably Friday live during the day, but maybe Thursday night stream also. Haven't decided yet. I only have my life picked out until Wednesday night. I have 3 brain cells, so if you want to come watch me and you are a YouTube viewer, you can come over to youtube.com/@endingwithally, or if you want to participate in chat, twitch.tv/endingwithally or live.ally.dev. That's ALI, because y'all love spelling my name wrong in the comments. Please. I have it right here. You can't miss. It's right here.
They're doing it on purpose.
On purpose. I actually say on purpose, unironically, but ironically, you know.
Amen.
Do you have if you are a fan of Hack5 tools, new OMG cables just launched at hack5.org. This stream was not to promote it. I swear to God, this stream was not to promote them. But
coincided.
what am I gonna do?
We were really trying. We would have had MG on, have him explain it.
Oh,
that guy is meticulous, ridiculous. I've been talking to him since he's been getting this. You know, the back and forth with so many different vendors getting this weave exactly right. I have like, I don't know, half a dozen text messages where he would send me like 3 photos and be like, pick the OMG cable out of the crowd. And I'm like, and like, I can't do it. I get it wrong now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're that good.
Pick them out?
Oh yeah, no, the thing is he's meticulous. It is literally the exact diameter. It is like everything. Like the guy will sit there with a micrometer, like literally like color matching. It's ridiculous how much attention to detail he puts into it.
Well,
I don't have that.
When you're duping Apple, you better, because or else what's his name? Johnny Ives is gonna come find you in your sleep and murder you. Is it Johnny Ives?
It's Johnny Ives.
No,
that may indeed happen. I wonder how many nightmares MG's had about that. We'll find out. On a very special.
What's the other guy? The other guy that everyone like loves, Dieter Rams.
Can't say I've kept up.
He's not there anymore, but I think he was one of the original Apple designers. But Johnny Ives will find MG and snipe him out of existence for not doing a good enough dupe and
fair
insulting the Apple, and the fragility of Apple's design. But anyways, again, thank you so much. Where do you want people to find you, Darren, or do you want people to find you?
No, I'm hard to find these days. I've been in my cave of solitude, but hack5.org and all that jazz. I don't know. I'll probably see you guys next on the stream. I'm loving this. It's fun.
Of
Uh,
course.
okay. Have a good time tonight, and good luck with the rest of the writing.
Yeah,
So
this it won't be bad.
sounds good. All right, guys. Trust your technolust. See you on the internet.